So I was recently at the grocery store, and I overheard this conversation between two ladies. One lady is like going to reach for this thing. Doesn't matter what it is, it's a grocery store item. And the other lady says, oh, why don't you get this one? It's like $1 cheaper. And she says, I'm sorry, I don't get store brand. He gets it and leaves. And I'm just standing there going, oh, I almost vomited in my own mouth a little bit. See, the problem here, okay, first of all I have to explain. These two items were exactly the same, had the exact same ingredient lists on them. The store brand was actually had a little bit more stuff in it. It was like half an ounce or something. There's nothing significant. But the non-store brand one, the fancy brand, had all this extra packaging around it and all this extra garbage you would have to deal with. All this plastic stuff that was totally unnecessary. But it also had like the cocoa monkey or the cheese gorilla or some stupid character on it. It was like, look, buy me because I'm cool. The problem here is that every time you spend a penny on anything, you are casting a vote that is 1,000 times more important than your vote on election day. Because every time you spend money, you are supporting that thing, and that whatever gets money spent on it, that's what's going to come back at you more and more. You're going to get more of that. So this person spending an extra $1 to get more garbage packaging is why I can't go to the store and buy something without a bunch of plastic crap attached to it. It is so frustrating. Choked on my own spit. Okay, this is the problem with marketing. It fogs up the view of everything. Because if you gave someone $1,000 and said, here, you can give this to one of these two people. Over here, we've got a farmer who's toiling in his fields, not using pesticides. He's an organic farmer. He's growing you some potatoes and some squash. You can give $1,000 to this guy. He's covered in dirt, he's been sweating, working all day, he's been doing some good stuff. Or, on the other hand, we've got this guy over here. Now he's in a little office, and look, he's got billions of dollars in boxes overflowing everywhere, spilling out of suitcases. Oh, and he's got a fancy suit on. He's fat and huge because all he does is sit in his desk with his feet up on his desk. Oh, and he's got a secretary. We're not going to say what she's doing, but yeah, you can give money to this guy who's sitting on his butt in an office, yammering on his stupid phone, or you can give to this give your $1,000 this hardworking farmer. Well, I feel like most people, given that clear decision, would say, well, why would I give money to this schmuck in a suit in some office full of millions and billions of dollars? This is not going to mean anything to him. Why don't I give it to this guy who's like making me food? That would be way cooler. And he's doing a good job. He's not like, yeah, I'll give my $1,000 to that guy. This is the choice you have when you go to the grocery store. And you can either buy the plastic covered like huge packaging thing that has super animals printed all over it and marketing to say, buy me because I'm cool, not because I am anything good. That's giving money to this guy over here. The schmuck in the office with billions of dollars who does no good for anyone, but figures out how to sell people things they don't need. Or you can say, I'm going to go to a farmer's market and there's a farmer right there. I'm going to give my money directly to that farmer, and it might even cost a little bit more to get a real piece of food than it does to get like some packaged bar thing that's not actually going to be healthy for me. And when you look at it, really you're getting better value for your dollar buying the real food anyway, because then you're getting real food, because this other stuff is like all kinds of filler and crap. You might as well just get a cardboard box and eat that, because that's like what the food you're getting. And yeah, it's cheap, because yeah, it's cheap. And then I get but what am I just gonna not drive my car anymore? I have to give money to these people. What am I gonna power my car on leaves or something? Okay. No, you don't have to go from 100 to 0. There's all these numbers in between. If you save a little bit every day for 50 years, that adds up to a lot. Let me give you an example. what are there, like 100 million cars in this country or something? I think it's actually less than that. But to make the math easy, we're just going to say there's 100 million cars in the US. Or maybe we'll say all of North America, whatever. Let's say that 1/10 of these people, 1 out of 10 people, tomorrow decide that the 10 million cars decide that instead of driving around the parking lot at the store looking for the perfect spot, gotta get the spot right by the door, drive around, instead of doing that, they're just gonna drive into the parking lot, take the first spot, stop, go to the store, get out, get in their car, and leave. That's gonna save, what, like a quarter mile, maybe even half a mile. Some of these parking lots are pretty big. Let's say it saves 1/100th of a gallon of gas. You'd probably save more than that, because I've seen people do like huge laps around malls looking for parking spots. But let's say it saves 1/100th of a gallon of gas for each of those people. What's that, like 100,000 gallons? What are they, $3 each? That's $300,000 less for that oil company. Just from one parking spot. And then I have to ask myself, when did it become cool to drive around looking for the perfect spot? You know, oh, and then you can brag to your friends, I got such a great spot at the store today, it's so cool, yes. Why is that a cool thing? Why isn't it cool to be like, yeah, I drove into the first spot and I actually had a pretty good walk from my car to the store. Got some fresh air. That was great. It was awesome. You know, why isn't that cool? Well, it's because it's really easy for companies with lots of money and influence and like marketing budgets to just slip these little ideas out there. You know, you throw it in a commercial here and there. You throw out this little commercial where some guy drives up to the front of the store. Yeah, I just got my best spot ever and I blocked you out. Then, you know, it starts showing up in sitcoms. You got like people making funny jokes about, yeah, I got the best parking spot right by my house. Never mind that I had to drive around for half an hour to get it. And, you know, why? And it's just all these little marketing things that drives me nuts that people listen to, and they do it, and they get so vigorous about it, like, yeah, this is so great, I'm going with it, I got the best parking spot, and I'm perpetuating it by convincing other people that they should be doing it too, and it's a competition to be the stupidest person on the planet. You know, you have your own mind. Think about what you're doing every time you spend a penny, you're voting for something. And if you give just a little bit of pressure in a direction you think is good, you know, you spend an extra $1 or 20 cents on something you think is better every week instead of something else, or you just don't spend that money, or you know, whatever. You just make these little changes every week that mean almost nothing, but they're just little tiny things. They start adding up. It's just like evolution, you know, little tiny changes over millions of years, and you know, you've got a human out of like a little amoeba. So please don't feel like you have to change the world in a day. Every little change you make in the world matters. It makes a big difference to everything around you, and to your world, and to your children's world. And these little changes you make they multiply into the future. So please think about where you're placing your votes. Oh, and it's not a conspiracy either. It's not a conspiracy that the people in these jobs are trying to make money. That's just their job.